What's happening, guys? I'm Dan. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about more Michigan beer, and more importantly, beer from Bell's Brewery. It is going to be Oberon, but not the typical version of Oberon we're used to today. This is the cherry version or variant of Oberon, guys. I got it out of the new pack, which is now distributed in northern Michigan. This is the variety pack, so I guess we could call this the variety pack. 12 pack. We have Oberon with lemon and orange, the standard Oberon, Oberon with cherry, which I'm reviewing today, and then you have the mango habanero version, which I believe has been canned and bottled a few times before. It was a big hit, and I think they kind of just threw that in as an extra like variant and version so everybody could kind of get back to trying it again, and then along with having two other new versions of it. So guys, it's the cherry version of Oberon. I'm pretty stoked to try this. It is 5.8%. There's one in the pack that's actually not 5.8 because this is the standard ABV that Oberon is. I think the lemon one actually is like 7.5%. Don't quote me, but I'm jumping into this review. I had a few moments to spare. Give me credit. I'm trying, guys, to keep the content rolling. So this was canned on, let's see, 4/20/23, which is very annoying because it's not super fresh, but I guess it's still fresh. It's almost a month old. This is May 18th time of recording, so a little less than a month old for the Cherry Oberon. So guys, let's dive in. Pour Michigan glassware. Yes, if you want one, you can contact me. I'll get you one. Let's go to a pour. Pretty excited to try this. Oberon is good. It's not like something I go nutso about. A lot of the world does. A lot of tourists who come to Michigan love Oberon. I'm a fan of Oberon. I just don't geek out about it. So we're in Traverse City. It's cherries. I feel like this would be a big hit. They could make 6 packs or 12 packs of this alone. But let's break down the taste, guys, see if it's worth the hype. So we have that nice little subtle pink salmon-y cherry quality that is on that glass. We have a very nice, moderate, and pretty intense carbonation rate streaming to the top. Little sudsy off-white head sitting on top, dissipating a little bit. And again, the carbonation sticking out pretty nicely. Let's go to an aroma. Again, a little bit of that normal Belgian-y yeast strain, which I imagine, since it's 5.8, probably the standard malt bill on this. Again, more of that Belgian-y yeast cloviness coming off the top. Subtle fruitiness, but it still smells orange. It still smells like the standard Oberon. I don't know if I would say anything is quite drastically different going off blindly this aroma. There is some sort of berry or fruity quality that's added on top of that normal Belgian-y, yeasty, weedy strain through that middle that pops off the top. I don't know though. I feel like it's very subtle, the difference in the aroma here. I mean, it's definitely got a fruity complex to it, but I don't know blindly if I'd be able to say this is way different than the normal version of Oberon. So let's dive in, guys. It's the Cherry Oberon. Cheers. Yeah, so it's definitely a little bit fruitier. It's mind-boggling how close this tastes to normal Oberon. It's the normal yeasty funkiness, that subtle Belgian-y yeast strain that comes off. I know it's a wheat beer. Some people call it a Belgian, the American version of the Belgian. It still tastes like normal Oberon. Nothing too drastically different, but in my opinion, there is this berry slash cherry slash, I don't know, raspberry that I would call a fruity addition underneath everything else that does kind of take on your palate. It's good. It's got this nice fruitiness that's added onto your standard Oberon. Is it crazy? Let's dive back in. So, the more I drink it, yes, the cherry's coming out. Blindly, I could say raspberries or some kind of berry-cherry mixture. I'm fine with it saying cherry because it is in there. And the more I drink it, it does kind of saturate my palate a little bit more. Again, It's nice and dry. It's clovey. It's yeasty. It's estery. It almost still has that standard orangey quality to it as well that Oberon brings to the table. Yet this one has that fruity addition that is indeed that cherry sweetness. But again, finishes very nice and dry. It's a nice variant in addition to your standard Oberon. Very tasty. And because they could have went drastically wrong with this, they could have just ruined Oberon. People who like Oberon, they like Oberon. They like the way it tastes. This still tastes like Oberon to me, but again, has that nice addition of cherries. Brings a subtle sweetness that still dries out nicely on the back end. Almost like a touch tart, you could say, but really it's not. It's just a nice addition of cherry fruitiness on top of your standard Oberon. Very tasty. Clearly looks a little bit different than your typical Oberon, and it is. It's nice. It's a nice version that they have made here. Is this something I go goo goo gaga over? Not necessarily. But again, tourists and people who go hunting for new beers, they will absolutely love this because it's a different version of the critically acclaimed, famous Oberon. And it is bringing something new to the table that we haven't seen. Very cool. I like that they're doing these variations of Oberon. think it'll be a huge seller in that variety pack. I dig it, man. It's good. And again, they didn't go too wrong with this. They didn't make a ridiculous recipe that kind of oversaturated your palate, made it sweet, made it something that Oberon wasn't. This is still Oberon at the heart. It just has that fruity addition, and I like it. Very crushable, by the way. It's good. It's really good. Rating? I mean, it's cherry Oberon, man. It's good. I feel like there's like more hype behind it than there could be, but it's very enjoyable. And I'd put this right around a 3.85 out of 5 because it's cool, it's unique, and it's drinkable, and it's got that awesome name attached to it. I don't know. Oberon, I don't ever rate like 4 or 5 or anything. It's a good wheat beer. This is a good wheat beer with cherry addition, guys. 3.85 out of 5. It's been the Cherry Oberon. I'm Dan. Thank you for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Over and out. Cheers.